Alright, welcome back to Scott Traders Hub. Good morning everyone, and I hope you're having a great time in this very morning. Wherever you are, wherever you're watching from, please go ahead and if you can't, it's okay. If you can't, go ahead and give us a thumbs up. Of course, go ahead and share the stream for each and everyone that you want to be part of this. Those who want to learn trading, they can be interested when they see a stream like this, and they start to research about trading, even though you can teach them if you already know. And of course, they can still enroll for a class for mentorship and training for trading. Otherwise, I want to welcome each and everyone. This is episode number 184. Yeah, episode number 184, and we are now ready for today's analysis. It is Wednesday, the 16th of July, and we are ready. Congrats to everyone that made money yesterday on all other signals that were shared here on live stream, and those that were shared after the live stream or for the VIP guys. Yes, good morning Judy and each and everyone who is already watching. Right about now, let's pray and get started. Father, we give you praise. We say thank you for your grace, for your love. Thank you for the beautiful morning. Thank you for yesterday's profits. And Lord, we say thank you still for today's profits in advance, because we know that you can never put us to shame. You can never leave us alone. You can never forsake us, Lord. We know that you say that, and we trust in your word. Now, as we start today's analysis session, we ask of your grace, we ask of your goodness, and we ask of your great insight to be among us, to be part of us as we analyze, to look for good signals that we can take advantage of to make today's money. We love you and we give you all the glory and all the praise. In Jesus' name we've prayed. Amen and amen. So as usual, you know the drill, guys. We start with crush 500, so no wasting much time. Let's now head over to crush 500. If my sound is not clear, please let me know immediately so that I can sort it out before we go far. So crush 500. All right, so yesterday we knew this we had already seen that was a pennant, and we had already broken out. So this was the analysis. We saw this kind of a flag. We anticipated continuation of buys, not sells. That was our anticipation. Why? Because of the flag that we had seen. It was sort of like a flag, but as it went, it gave us that, then it gave us a fake breakout there, and then went all the way back into sales. So already I had given this signal of buys. Let me see. I had given it there, so it broke out and we went into buys for that time, like for an hour, around 2 hours. We were in profits. I had already told my VIPs to break even or move out before it went into sales. So I don't think you guys made a loss there, but I was still holding, so I was taken out. Yeah, of course, crash is not that volatile, it's not that big, so these are small monies. Yeah, these are small monies that I later recovered with other assets. So I was still holding for that kind of a move to see whether it is going actually to respect to respect this structures analysis that will push us all the way there, but it did not. Rather, it went all the way, broke back into sales, and when it came back, now I can remove the history. So when it came back to that order block, you remember we had already marked that order block. Yeah, it passed. It did not respect this fair value gap right about here. It went to where that momentum started from, this buy momentum, where this buy momentum started from. That's where it went, right there to that order block, and immediately buys came in, and clearly you can see now our target, which we had already anticipated some days back, that very breaker broke. Our target has been hit today morning. That target has been hit, gave a fake breakout there, and now we're supposed to be coming in with sales just like we had already anticipated. So now all this can be deleted. We don't need it. Even this, I believe I don't need it now. I can maintain this for now. All right, so this is what we have. So this has now happened, the move to reach our target level right there, and now we need sales from that very level. So if I can go to H4 is now overbought, meaning sales are coming. On the other hand, daily it's still looking for buys, but remember I told you we are not following what we are seeing on the indicator. We are following what we saw as price action. That was a break of structure right about there. So for us to confirm that buys are going to continue according to daily, price has to first react back to this level to try and take out this lower low, and once it fails, then the buys can start from here. But once it breaks this previous lower low, then sales are going to continue. So without any doubt, we cannot, this is our daily break of structure, so we cannot follow it. We can only, we cannot follow what we are seeing on the indicator that price is above our 10 EMA and we are looking for buys. We can only follow price action where we have our break of structure right about here. This was our break of structure. So if I go to H4, I'm overbought. If I go to H1, I'm not yet overbought. Oh yes, I'm overbought actually. So we just need a reversal signal for us to start selling this asset. So according to M15, we wait. We have to wait for M15 to align with what we see on H4 and probably even H1, and then we can start to sell this asset. So for now, don't waste your time on this. We cannot do anything. We just have to wait. We just have to wait. Because it is likely to first consolidate for some good hours before it can easily get us into sales. So for now, no business with crash 500. So let's now head over to boom 1000. Oh yes, good morning Sarah, how are you? It's been a while since we last saw you here. Yeah, good morning. So boom 1000. Boom 1000. So yesterday we wanted, let's see, I missed this entry and I feel bad. Those who were on the analysis episode 183, you know that we talked about it, and before we closed that session yesterday, price had already reacted to that fair value gap and given us an entry. I was waiting for price to be below our 10 MA and I forgot to come back and check it, and that's how I missed this kind of entry, because it had already reacted here. Those who remember, it had already reacted here. We had this level and this level, so we said if it reacts here and goes back to there, we enter. or if it breaks this and comes here, then we can enter a buy to take us back up there, then we can come in with sales. That was our analysis. So now all this can be deleted because it no longer serves us what we want. So once it reached here, it did not even look back. It immediately went through and broke that level. So let's see that level. Immediately went through that support and broke it, retested it. When it retested it, this was another analysis that was waiting there. So when I saw that, I think I entered. That was late night. I entered late. Yes, I entered late. By the time I saw it, I entered late. But from here to there, I had already made some profits. I failed to close. So it spiked. When it spiked, I quickly saw rejection on H1. I saw this rejection, I saw that rejection, and I knew that this is going to eventually get back into buys. So I closed out in profits. I closed out manually because I saw the price rejection right here. And indeed, price kept on playing with on that level until you can see here it has given us sort of a change of character right about there. So now this, we can't focus on it, we can delete it, remove history, and we know that here, right here, we have our support level. That is our support level right about there. That is our support. So we can delete this now and maintain this order block, which is currently becoming our resistance. As you can see right there, it is now our resistance level according to H1. We needed sales from there. Yes, sales have come from there, of course. So I can first take this out now, and all I need is to go to H4. Look at what I have on H4. All right, so H4, I have my range right there, and this is now becoming another range right about there. Okay, we need sales according to H4. This was supposed to be our change of character on H4 right about there, but it is a bit weird, so we cannot use it as a change of character. Yeah, we can't use it currently. So remove that. Go to daily. What do we have? Daily, we have a strong resistance level above there, so it tells us that sales have to come through. But when? All right, so we have the when. The when is going to happen on H1. When H1 gets all the way back up, to look for what? We need to understand what is it going to look for. It might come all the way up to take off those highs, to first retest those highs, and then we come in with sales perfectly. It is likely to first go all the way up there before we can come in with our sales to even break this support that we have and come all these other all this way to grab liquidity to this order block. I told you we are likely not to see buys break this resistance before it reacts to where this buy momentum started from. So that's why this level is very important to us. We can't just get rid of it just like that. We just have to keep waiting. So now that we know all that, let's get back to H1. H1, we know we need buys already. So go to M15. What do we have? That is a change of character retest. We should be entering buys where we are. But then there's a resistance here. And the new H4 is about to start in about 10 minutes. So if you can see the previous H4, it is still having some wick above there, so there's both rejection from the sellers and from the buyers. If you can see those H4 candles, that is rejection from here and from here. So that tells us to be patient, because price can keep consolidating within here before it breaks out. So all you need is just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. All right, so I see an ascending triangle. I see a breakout. I see a breakout on H1. What is it? Okay. Okay. But then that can easily even become like this. You need to know that that can easily become like this. Yeah, this is our high low, then our low high right about there. So you need to be careful with this. It can keep playing within here until it breaks out, then we come in with our buys. So for now, I have no business with boom 1000. It's still within a level that is kind of a range. It can keep playing within here for even a whole day until it later decides to break out to continue with the buys according to H1. So for now, no business with this asset. I don't have any business with it. So I move to boom 500. All right, so boom 500. Yeah, we were in a sell, I think so, yesterday. Yeah, I entered that sell and took it all the way to the next day. The previous day, that was on Monday. Then Tuesday, I was still in a sell when we were in that analysis. So I brought my SL into profits, and then it took me out and then continued with the sell to actually hit my target. Remember, I told you, those who remember yesterday's analysis, I told you price is likely not to reach all the way here where we had put that it will reach probably this trend line. I told you that it's likely not to reach there, but it's likely to react around this level. That's why I had it there. What is that? That is the order block on M15, that previous OB on M15 where the momentum of buys started from, this momentum here. So I saw that, and that's where price actually reacted from, and until it broke out and started to go back into buys. So now, this was late night, of course. This was around what time? Around what time when this last move here, that was around 21, 22, 23, around 11 p.m. Yeah, around 11 p.m. That's when this buying move started. So we know that now we can delete this, remove the history. This move has happened, so it means our TP has been hit. Our first TP, this one right here, has been hit right about there. That was our first TP right there. So do we have a break of structure? Not yet. Do we have a breakout on that resistance? Not really. So what do we have? Let's delete that. So now okay, this is daily candle. Today's candle has started as a buy, which is something weird, meaning it can easily continue with buys, but then we wanted a pullback before it can break that fair value gap, which is a daily fair value gap. We wanted a pullback to test a level, that level here, right here, and then we get in with buys. So are we going to see that? We may not, because daily has started with a strong buy. It can easily close with a strong buy still, but H4 says we need to be looking for a pullback. So what is going to give us the real picture is going to be the next H4 candle. Yeah, the next H4 candle. This is our analysis to get a pullback all the way here. So H4 is starting in the next 4 minutes. If we see price give us a break of structure right about there, if we get a break of structure right on that H4, and it is not just a weak breaking structure but the body of the candle breaking structure, then that will tell us that we are likely to continue with buys, because that will be a break of structure. But until then, yeah, I think it still has momentum. You can see it has just spiked within the last 4 minutes. So this already tells us the buys are going to continue without a doubt. Yeah, that tells us the buys are going to continue. So what do? Come here to H1, wait for a pullback. Okay. Yeah. Wait for a pullback and then enter again, because from what we see, price is continuing with buys. That is a break of structure without a doubt, and that is also a breakout on that fair value gap, meaning it is not now respected. We can take it out, delete this, delete that. It means that since it has failed to react to respect that, then it has to respect this previous order block right on daily time frame. So that is our next other target, price to reach there. So it can easily reach there, and then we come in with sales. So meaning we now have to target right about there. So if you are a swing trader, you can wait for a short pullback, probably in the next H1 or in the next H4 candle, to give us a pullback. Then you can enter to put us all the way, to push all the way to this other level, which is our daily OB right there. That's what we will be anticipating. So now I will wait for just a short pullback to the breaker block, and then I enter, or I can enter here right now. I can enter my buys right now, and then such a trade, if you enter now, you don't put a stop loss, because this is just a short kind of buy from there to there. It's going to be a short one, even though we are on H4. Yeah, so you rather wait, or if you enter now, know that you will not put a stop loss, but then you will also wait for another entry when it retests. Sometimes it doesn't retest and it goes straight to hit the target and then start to come into sales. Sometimes it can retest on lower time frames. So if you want to grab that money, then you make your entry now and probably have another limit order waiting just around there, and then put your TP. This is for risk takers who can easily enter without stop loss. Yeah, I don't encourage it, but this is a one-off that you can if you have enough capital on your account. Yeah. Because if I'm to put a stop loss, then this stop loss has to be below, has to be right about there. That is where my stop loss will be, right here. It's quite big. That's why I have to put a limit order here, just in case it comes to do a retracement. Yeah. So grab this stop loss, put it even on the limit order, stop loss here, copy, put it even on the limit order, and then leave it, and then leave it to continue with the buys. So that's it. Remember, our target is right on that order block, and then we can start to anticipate buys, sells. So for now, that's it. No more, nothing else I can do here. We've already locked in our buy, and we have our second entry just on that breaker block where price has broken structure from. And yeah, V25S. I've talked a lot on Boom 500, so we need to add in some more time. All right, so V25S, what was the analysis yesterday? Oh yes, good morning, Desmond, how are you? So yesterday's analysis, it's a bit confusing. Let me understand it yesterday. Did we make any entries? Not really. We last entered on the other day, on Monday, where I failed to close in time. All right, so we can remove that. So we knew that price was coming all the way here when we were analyzing, but then after that we saw a fake breakout. This here, this is a fake breakout right here. So this I can enter now since it is a fake breakout, but I can still wait for, I can put a limit order if it decides to come here. So I can put a limit order right here. Oh, this is a big lot size. Sorry guys, this is a big lot size. You don't want to use a weird lot size on an asset like V25S. So this, now before I can, let me first explain why I'm putting a limit order here. Now we know already this is a pennant on H4, and we know that it is going to give us this move when it breaks out. And I had already told you that pennants know how to give fake breakout before they break out to continue with the intended move. So that is our first TP right about there. Here, when it breaks out, this will be our first TP right there. So now according to H1, we had already that, and this is a move that we are looking for. This one here, that is a very move we are looking for. In fact, we can easily put it right here. I want to first delete this, first delete that. Okay, put it this other side. So we can even put it there. When it comes there where this move will start from, it will be getting there. So if I go to H1, it means that if price can easily come here to try to look for a new low, but it will fail, and then we come in with our buy to take us. The reason I've told you, the reason why we are looking for buys is because of the pennant. It's because of the pennant that we had here, and this will be now acting as our fake breakout to push us all the way back into the buys. And the confirmation, we have one right there on H1, price being oversold. Then if we go to M15, same thing. This is a change of character right about here, and then price can easily come to this fair value gap or to that, to the momentum, to this order block where this buy momentum started from. So that's why we have our limit order right here. It can easily come for it, or it can start from where it is and continue with the buys. So you need to know that. But now, since a new H4 is starting, it can easily first come here to look for a wick and then continue with the buys later. That is for sure. That is what can happen. So that is why I'm waiting for this. So you don't need to risk beyond this order block. And a move like this, you put your stop loss just below your order block right there. Don't risk beyond this. So for this case, I'm going to have my two entries. One is going to be there, and my stop loss is going to be here. Another one is going to be this limit order. Another one is going to be that limit order. If it is activated, then I will be in with another entry. So these are my entries right there, and I'm glad to be taken out. If I won't complain if it comes and takes me out here. I will humbly take my losses. I won't adjust my stop losses. Not really. Those who have traded with me, you know me, I rarely adjust my stop losses unless if the analysis is still showing me that it is going to reverse and get back to our direction. All right, V75. Enough for V25S. Now let's go to V75. So this one, I did not share the trade. I did not share this trade right here. It was late night. I did not share it. You guys had already made money on the analysis, on the signals that I had already given you, but this is the reason why I took it. It was sort of like a heads and shoulder. Yeah, this was sort of like a heads and shoulder, and you can see where I made my entry from when price was on the same level with the left shoulder right here, with the left shoulder right there. So that's when I entered, but then it went and reacted to the order block where the momentum started from, the buy momentum here, reacted to it, and boom, we went into buys, and it went smoothly to hit my target right on that level, which was a resistance. But you can see it hit the TP. Our TP is always calculated like that, from the head to the neckline, and exactly that was our TP right about there, and it was hit. So enough of all this. Now we can delete it and look at today. We can delete it and look at today. So yesterday we knew this was a change of character. We wanted a pullback, then we can continue selling. I didn't see this pullback. I think I was already on other assets, but that would have been our entry for the sell. Yeah, because we were already looking for that. But then it would have been short-lived because it never hit our target. It didn't reach our target where we wanted it to reach. Came and gave us a fake breakout right here, but that was already enough profits. From there to here, it would have been enough for us to grab. Yeah, so now delete everything right there, and just have only this level here. Then remove the history. Let's start to analyze today's market. So let's go back a bit. Previously, days before, we knew this, that price had to come and react to this fair value gap and go for the buys. So it went for the buys. So when it came back, it gave us a change of character right about there. This became our change of character right there. So I can delete that. So this became our change of character. Now gave us this, tested, and then went back to test. That tells us that sales are coming. I mean, sales are on. Why? That was a change of character, and this has to continue with sales. That's why we see on H4 prices below our 10 MA on daily time frame. price should be below our 10 MA, same as on H1, and of course we should be waiting for M15 also to be the same. But M15, it is sort of like within a consolidation, looking at what is happening on M15. Yeah, that will be like sort of a consolidation happening. But then I can easily use it. We can easily use it to our advantage using our trend lines. That's why I love trend lines. They tell me some hidden info that I need to know. So for instance, I need to wait for this low to close, to finish creating this low, then I can know what is happening here. But from what I already have here, this will tell me that it's likely to react to this level, which is our support currently. And once it does, then we know what price is going to be doing. We know that it will break, continue with sales, but it might still play around here the whole of today. It may play around this level the whole of today. Yeah, you need to know that, and once you know that, you know how to wait for a perfect entry either within this limit or once it breaks out. But once it breaks out, our target is very near. It is this order block. It is this order block. So if it breaks out, then it will come to this order block, and hopefully we can start buys from there. Hopefully we can start buys from there. Oh, I've seen the other limit. This is another limit that we've been following according to daily time frame. This one right here. This one right here. It's one of those that we've been following according to daily time frame. And according to daily time frame, actually when it comes back here, it's likely to continue. Why do I say that? It's because price came like that, hit that level, and it was supposed to be going from here to reach that level. It did not. When it reached that level, it came back. So it's been consolidated within here. So anticipation would be to come from here or here to give us that buy to reach that level. I hope we are now on the same level. You now understand how this is moving. So we can delete all that, and now we know that buys are likely to be coming because according to daily we need buys. Why? CCI gave us that signal, oversold. And now if I go to H4, I need a buy signal from H4, but I'm likely to get that signal all the way from this order block. So that's what we are looking for. So the sales are still on according to H4 and M15, but then H1 will wait for the buys to reach back there, all the way there, and probably sales coming to push us all the way to this order block. So it's still a long way for us to start some heavy, to start seeing some heavy buying momentum on this asset. So for now, leave it on H4. Let's wait for price to react to this level, and then we can come in with our buys according to H1. Yeah, so for now we are likely to make that entry of buys according to H1 to push us all the way there. Enough of V75. Let's now look at jump 50. So J50, we were in a buy yesterday, but it was having a low momentum. So we first made our entry right here, yesterday. Why did we make our entry? You guys who were around for the analysis yesterday, you know why. It was sort of like a flag there. We knew that price is going to continue with buys to hit that trend line. We already had it. So yeah, of course, previous we were like that. That was our entry, but then it kept on changing, so we also kept on updating the analysis. So our first entry was here. When it reacted back, I made another entry, went into profits, kept on lingering around until it came and took me out in profits. Yeah, until it came and took me out in profits when I had broken even. But the VIP guys had already told you to move out because it was reacting hardly around that level. So I knew it was going to react back. Then it came to this. We were supposed to make another entry, but once I move out of an asset, most of the times I don't want to enter it again. So that's why I never entered again. Yeah. But the analysis went as it was planned to reach that trend line, and it reached it this morning. Actually, you can see. And then the sales began right away. Sales began right away, just like we had anticipated. Remember, our anticipation is still anticipating a fake breakout right about there before we can come in with continuation of buys. So remove history, delete this. Oh, this level is still actually holding up price, so it's sort of a support right about there. Right, so we know that. So bring it about there. Oh, it's another block. Okay, so it's reacting right there. Price can easily break and continue from here. It's not a must that it has to give us a fake breakout. You need to know that price can actually break from here and break this trend line and continue with buys. Just like I showed you that it can do this, or it can react, come give us a fake breakout and continue with the buys from this level, or just where it is, it can easily continue with the buys. So now that we know all that, I want to delete previous analysis levels there, go to H4, and let's look at H4. H4, we need buys, of course. Price has already reacted to this fair value gap. Okay, first go to daily time frame. Let's now look at our fib. Yeah, so if it has it's likely to come for this. It's likely to come for that. So just leave it there for now. Come back to H4. It's likely to come for this. It's likely to come for this. I still have a heavy feeling, according to the past experience of such trades. I still have a big feeling that it might come to this level before it gives us continuation of buys, because the general trend is a buy. So if we are looking for this kind of a move, it's just a retest. But we know that it always comes to grab liquidity. First of all, the reason why this is a crucial level for us is this is a retracement level according to Fib. It's in discount. It's a discount zone according to Fib and a retracement level. Then it is a conference area, or you can say it is let me first delete it. If you go to daily, you realize, if you go to H4, you realize there is another block where this buy momentum again started from. After reacting like that, then the buy momentum got enough enough push to reach all the way there. So that can be and the other reason why price has to test that order block again. Most of the time it is just a testing. It doesn't even go inside the order block, it just touches it and goes back into buys. So that's why this is an important level for the buys to start from it. So that, I mean, for the sales to react back to it, and then we start the buys. So in as much I see the price can actually easily react from here and break out, we are likely to see price break and continue to reach at least this level. I still have a feeling we don't panic to enter buys right now. We just be patient, because this level price has to react to it. It is a very crucial level for this asset. All right, that said, price is above a 10 MA, but I can't enter. I just have to wait. It is having a low momentum because buyers are skeptical to enter, sellers are also skeptical to enter, but we know that eventually price is likely to get down to test that order block. So I leave it at that and head over to J25. So don't panic and don't rush on J50, because you may make a mess and you regret later. It's better to miss a trade than entering a trade when you're not sure and you make a loss and start regretting. Yeah. This is J25. So it hit our target right there, just like we had anticipated, and immediately sales began. Buys began, but of course they were having low momentum. They are still having a low momentum. Did we enter? Did I make an entry? Not really. So yeah, no business there. Now I can delete that. It has already served us. I want to go to H4 and know what is happening. Why did it come to that level? Okay, so it's where we had that order block, and it's now a support level. So are we going to break it? Okay, I may be confusing you. Let me show it to you what I'm talking about. This is the order block I'm talking about right there. Yeah, it's now a support level. So the buys are likely to start from here. Now this is likely to be our fake breakout that we've been waiting for. According to daily, according to weekly, we still need sales big time. But now that we have a breakout, it means buys have to come in, and then we can see if we will enter sales again from such a fair value gap level to start sales there, or all the way up there on that order block, and then come in with sales just like we need on the weekly time frame. So we know this is one of our entries, and then we also know this fair value gap. Just use that will be another entry for us if price reacts to that level. So that's how I can anticipate these moves. So if I go to H4, we can now first go to H1, delete everything right here, and clear the chart. So if I go to H1 is looking for buys, H4 same, but price is still below our 10 MA on both time frames. So this clearly tells us that what we are seeing currently is having a low momentum, and it's likely to give us a consolidation. So I can't trade such a market. I can wait for Let's see. I can wait for that. Yes, I can wait for something like that. When price goes to that, when price reacts, then I can enter buys to take me up there. But then remember, you'll be knowing that that is a consolidation area. You're consolidating. And this clearly, if it is the way it is and continues the way it is, it means it's still in a sell trend. Why? Because such a structure represents continuation of the previous trend. Yeah, you need to know that. So if that is the case, then you know that eventually it will break out and probably continue selling a bit, to probably reach all the way here. Yeah, from what I'm seeing, this will be the move there, right there, and break and continue around that level again, same level where we had our previous TP. It can easily come again like that. So I have no business with this asset right away, right now. I mean, if it comes here and gives me an entry for the sales, for the buys, yes, I will enter. But for now, don't waste your time on it. Leave it. Let's head over to J10. We have about 3 minutes to close this. We're supposed to be closing in 3 minutes. We haven't analyzed gold yet, so we are time bad. J10, did we make money yesterday? Did we even enter? Let me see, yesterday. Oh yes, I was in a sell and moved out of it. I entered the buy right here, but I was too early to make that entry, so it reacted back, took me out. Oh no, I entered a sell. Yes, this was a sell. Why was I looking for the sell? It had given me that kind of a fake breakout on this level right there, looking for this sell to continue to hit my target, the target we had already anticipated. But then eventually it did not. Unfortunately it did not. And then the sells, the buys began from there. So that was a miss for me, and lucky enough I had I had the stop loss set, so that I didn't incur a lot of loss. So pull back there, was the other analysis. Pull back there, then we come in with a sell, but then it reached there and even broke it. So that was yesterday's analysis. So we can now delete everything now and look at today's analysis. So that fair value gap was not respected. It is now acting as a resistance, a support, but I don't want to use it. I just delete it, delete this, delete that. These have already served as well. So what is the case now? What is happening? The buys are happening on H1, H4. Price has reacted all the way back to that trend line. I should have seen it yesterday before I made that entry. Now we are oversold on daily time frame and ready to start buys. H4 we are oversold and ready to start buys. So what is holding us to enter buys? Let's see. Okay, that is not a significant break of structure to actually hold us to enter buys. So go to daily, look at daily. Okay, there is price rejection all the way here from these two candles, as we can see them. Why? Weekly it's not yet ready. That's the why. Weekly, we still need it to come and probably react to this weekly order block again. So That can be the why. That can be the why. So this, I'm not going to trade it for long term. I can only trade it for short term entries like H1 and M15 and below. H4 and daily, they are still not clear for us to give in the buys. So levels like this, they can be important to us. Okay, so if price reacts here and then gives me a signal, a reversal signal on probably M15, then I make my buys from that area according to H4. Yeah, that will be enough, and this clearly will be almost okay. Not really. Yeah, if I get a reversal signal right here when price reacts to this area, then I will gladly enter buys. But for now, H1 and M15 we are selling. H1 and M15 we are selling. But where we are currently, we have price rejection, so it means price is going to first test all the way back before we can come in with our sells. So either on that fair value gap or that order block, then you can come in with your sells right from there. So what are you going to do? You're going to wait, because the buys are on M5, and of course M1 is waiting for confirmation. Then you can enter the buys on M5 to push you all the way back to buys to reach that order block. That is enough from J10. Let's now wrap it up with gold and we call it a day. So yesterday, congrats to everyone that made money on gold. Okay, I know my charts are very complicated, but if you've been following from the past episodes, you'll be knowing what we exactly analyze. So let me explain it in a minute. So yesterday's analysis, let's start from H4 before I can go to lower time frame. This is where we started from. This was a channel. We knew that price is going to get into buys, and it hasn't hit a target yet. Our target for this is right there on that tip before it touches that fair value gap on the daily. So it happened. This breakout happened, and we've been entering. We've been making that money from right there. So we've been making that money, those who have been with us ever since we added gold on our list. So meaning we are in an uptrend. Yes, we left this order block right here, but I doubt price is going to look for it from where we are currently. I doubt price is going to look for it. So we had our order block right here where we saw the breakout from this channel, and that was our point of interest. So we analyzed and said price is likely to come to it, and then the buys start. So yesterday it happened, but before it happened, we had already seen this kind of structure before it happened. So if we go to M15 and bring it close, we even had it, we broke it a bit more further, and we saw that. So I told you guys we can anticipate sales to come to grab this liquidity on this order block, and then probably continue with the buys to hit this other level before we can come in with sales to reach this other order block. This was the analysis before even this, before these. So first take out that, let's remove this, and then you can delete these two. So that was the analysis. Come here, sell, reach this level, and then buys to go to that order block, and then come all the way with the sales to reach our order block right here on H4, So that happened. This happened, but it broke and continued with the sell. So it broke this level, meaning that was a break, sort of a break of structure right here from this level, and gave us a choke, of course, on M15, and then retest and then continue to sell to reach our point of interest where we wanted the buys to start. So we had already entered our sells. It hit our target, although it took me out in profits before it reached the level, so I moved out quickly. But of course, that on gold, this is enough money depending on the lot size you've used. Yeah, from there to here, that is enough money. So it hit that level that we wanted, went all the way, retested. This was supposed to be our next entry right there when it reacted there, having given us this kind of a change of character. Went all the way to reach our level. Immediately I shared this on our VIP and on our community channel. Those who are not on the community channel, please go ahead and go to the description, find the link there for the WhatsApp community channel, and you'll be able to join the WhatsApp community channel where I normally share free signals there. Sometimes when I remember, most of the times I forget, but yesterday I remembered and shared it. It was a sniper entry. Up to now, I'm still in it. Yeah, even though it is having a low momentum, waiting for probably New York time, New York market to open and probably push us all the way into buys. But that was the analysis right there. So now I can easily delete everything right here because they've already served us. So delete that, delete this. Now I want to go to H1. If I go to, this one I've deleted it. This was here. This was this like that. So you can leave that there. Remove history. Now the buy is on from what we see right there. This is where this was a sniper entry I told you about, right on that order block, because it is where the momentum began of the buys after breaking out of this structure. Yeah, so that's where the buy started from. So if we come now back into H1, we have our change of character right there, right here. That is our change of character. It's not that of a big deal, much of it, but let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. A new H4 has started, and they are not that of big momentum. We'll wait and see in this London market whether it's going to push or it's going to react back. So according to London, we're supposed to see a pullback. Yeah, according to London, from what I'm seeing on M15, it's likely to give us a pullback to probably this fair value gap, or that order block where this buy started from, and then we come in with the buys. So we are likely to see this, either this fair value gap or that order block. So those are likely to be our levels of entry on this London market. If it fails and continues, then we may not even see it come back all the way here. We may actually continue seeing buys. But remember, here we have some order block which can be a point of interest for a pullback. So we wait, but my buys are already in. I can choose to break even. Right just below there and leave it to continue, because I entered it yesterday. Yes, I suffered swap already. I'm suffering for a swap fee, but yeah, it's worth it, because I told you guys, those who are on VIP, that I'm likely to hold this overnight, and that's what I did, and I'm still in it. So congrats to everyone that made money on this yesterday, and those who took the buy signal and are already in it or made money on it last night. All right, so that's for today. Let's now do a recap and we call it a day. Let's do a recap and we call it a day. So we started with crash 500. Crash, we need sales, but we can't enter sales until we have a reversal signal on H1. So all we need is a reversal signal on H1. So once we have a confirmed reversal signal on H1, then we will enter. So probably we are likely to enter and price reacts all the way back there, or even to give a fake breakout up there to look for liquidity pool of the early sellers, taking out stop losses of the early sellers right there. So for now, no business. We can't make any entries right now. Boom 1000, we need buys from here. So right now it has come back to that trend line. You can decide to enter buys right here. In fact, let's see how many minutes. About 3 minutes to close this candle. About 3 minutes to close this candle. So I can take a risk. But this risk, like I told you, it can easily first look for this. It can easily first look for this to reach this level. So to try to take out these before the buy starts. So I can hold on for now to enter. But I can put a limit order right here instead. I can put a limit order right here instead, right there, over buy. Once it reaches there, I'm okay, because from what we see, most of this kind of a structure, it represents continuation of the previous trend, and the previous trend is this kind of a move before we can anticipate that. So it's likely to do that, give you a fake breakout thinking it's going to continue selling, and then reacts here, then boom, buys come in. So let's wait and see what happens. So for now, I'm not entering any buys, even though I know on M15 I need to be looking for buys, on H1, so I need to wait just a minute, just a bit. Boom 500, we entered buys, I think so. Yeah, we entered buys. We need buys to reach there. So apparently we are in some floating loss. I told you we can enter 2 entries, one here, another one there. So if it pulls back here, we are likely to get a buys start from that breaker block level. That's why I have my limit order there. Don't risk beyond this level right here. I told you that. V25S, yeah, it's still playing around. Yeah, we entered buys and our stop loss is right here. We want buys to continue right that way. So you can have your other entry right here on this order block. If it reacts all the way back here, that will be your second entry for the buy, and we wait for our move to come in. Yeah, this is V75. Until it reaches here, I'm not ready to enter it, but it seems it is making its decision to start buys from there, which is weird. So I don't want to enter now. I wait. If it doesn't make this pullback, then I've missed to enter buy. Yeah, but I don't want to just enter like that, to follow the market like that. I have my points of interest that I'm still looking at. J50, yeah, we said it can break out from here and continue with the buys, or it's likely to come give us a fake breakout here, and the higher chances are for it to come and give us a fake breakout before we can enter with the buys. So we currently are waiting. We are currently waiting to see what is happening, what will happen this kind of an asset. Okay, we wait. On M5, this is going to be our change of character right there on M5. So it can easily come back down. So let's wait and see what happens. Let's wait and see what happens. J25. Okay. So if you can enter buys. If you can enter buys and put your stop loss below this order block. Yes, it will be sort of big. If you want, you can put it below this candle, but you have to remember that the structure is not yet ready to give us a clear entry for buys. Yeah, we are still in sales. So when you enter, know that you can be able to manage it properly. But me, I wanted to make my entries right here. This is where I wanted to make my buy entries right there. So till then, I'm still skeptical with this kind of an asset. I rather leave it, keeping with the other entries that I already have. We need a pullback there, then we can sell this. So what do we do? This is J10. What do? We wait for a reversal on M5. We wait for a reversal on M5. Once we have a reversal signal on M5, then we can come in with our buys to reach the other level. But until then, don't make any entries on this asset. Then lastly was gold. Remember, we are looking, the general trend is a buy. So we already have a change of character on H1. So if it decides to give us a pullback on this level to come around there, then we can enter again. But for us, we are already in. Those who were on the chart yesterday, I shared the signal in the group VIP, and of course even on the channel, on the WhatsApp channel, for this kind of a signal. So we are still in it and holding for buys. That's it for today, guys. Let me wish you guys a good day. Hope you had a great time with me, and if you don't mind, go ahead and give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you've never subscribed. And let's now call it a day. See you tomorrow same time. Bye bye.